What the business, YouTube? Episode 1. My name is Jay Florida, and today's career discussion is a pilot. So, what is a pilot? A pilot is a person qualified to operate an aircraft or a spacecraft responsible for the safety of their passengers, flight planning, air traffic control, and more. A pilot could fall into any one of these categories, but not limited to a private pilot, a recreational pilot, a commercial pilot, a cargo pilot, or an airline transport pilot. A quick history lesson. The first successful airplane flight took place December 17, 1903, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, and the aircraft was designed and built by Orville and Wilbur Wright. The aircraft flew 12 seconds, covering 120 feet. A few basic requirements to becoming a pilot include passing the medical exam, completing your ground and flight exam, passing written and practical exams, obtaining a PPL license, which at a minimum requires 40 hours, but you could go all the way up to 1,500 hours for something such as an airline transport pilot license. This could take you anywhere from 2 to 5 years and cost you anywhere from $10,000 to $60,000 and upwards. As far as the range goes as a pilot, you can expect to cross over that $100,000 earning threshold with some of the things affecting how much you earn being the airline that you fly for, the type of aircraft that you're flying, and simply how much experience you have. A day in life as a pilot can be described as reassuring passengers, checking equipment, record keeping, air traffic communication, and flight planning. As far as opportunity goes, there is an abundance of positions available for someone to want to become a pilot, so it does get a green rate, right? A couple examples to take note of in this field. Starting off the list, we have Chuck Yeager, the first person to break the sound barrier. This occurred October 14, 1947. Next up, we have Amelia Earhart, the Queen, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. This took place May 21st, 1932. And she's also known for her mysterious disappearance in 1937. She also championed women's career in aviation. Last but not least, Chesley Sullenberger, best known for saving the lives of his 155 passengers on U.S. Airways Flight 1549 after a bird strike killed both engines and forced him to land in the Hudson River. Lay a couple facts down for you. Do a quick intermission. The plane depicted in the Uncharted 3 scene, iconic, was modeled after a Russian Antonov AN-22 turboprop cargo plane. Next, while it is difficult to pinpoint, it's estimated that 4% of Americans are a part of the Mile High Club, which equates to 13 million Americans. And last, the U.S. military, upon recording of this video, is requesting a $24.8 billion budget on aviation defense. All right, the last segment before we move on to circular influence would be health risks and mitigations. So, of course, with his career, there are health risks such as musculoskeletal disorders as a result of frequent exposure to G-forces and extended periods of sitting. It's insomnia and stress and other mental health conditions as a result of long hours of work and irregular sleep schedules. And cosmic radiation and cancer due to frequent exposure to high altitudes. So before you get your panties in a bunch, there is mitigation for every single one of these issues, such as routine medical checkups. Check in with your doctor every quarter, how often you need to. Mental health support resources, and eating healthy and being physically active whenever possible. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for the main segment. I'm gonna let my co-host take over. All right, circle of influence. So, to put it simply, the circle of influence is a small group of statistics and ideas that may lead a person into or away from pursuing a certain career or position. Starting off the list with a very important one, in my opinion, respect. Is this a career that carries respect and dignity? As a pilot, respectability scores green, all right? Next, we have growth. Is this a career or position that presents me with the opportunity to grow? Well, from the $100,000 earning threshold, again, the pilot does score green, with sources online citing that pilots have the potential to make as much as $500,000 a year. Moving on, Gore. Is this a position or a career that will have me in any sort of situation where I'm dealing with blood? Again, the pilot score is green. No, you will not be, at least not on a day-to-day basis, having to deal with any blood. And on the one off chance that you do, it's very hypothetical, and we'll just leave it as that. Next, moral conflict. Is this a career or position that will have me compromise any of my morals? Now, this does depend, varying from person to person, but going off of the basic set of morals that people have, don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, yada, yada, yada. All that good stuff. Again, the pilot does score green. So it's looking good so far. Now, that was the ideological half of the circle of influence. Moving on to the statistical part, we have gender demographics, where men account for 97% of the industry and women account for 3% of the industry. Next, we have ethnic demographics, where Caucasians account for 82% of the industry, Hispanics account for 7% of the industry, and Asians account for 3% of the industry. Last but not least, location demographics. Now, for this episode in particular, there's not really a set location, being that you're a pilot. You would be going from Arkansas or Wisconsin to Texas, up to New York, down to DC, back to Florida. You're kind of all over the place. So instead, I've listed the top 10 companies in no particular order. Starting off the list, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, and Southwest Airlines. Now that does it for the circle of influence. I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor back to Florida. All right, so I'm back. Just to put it in summary, the pilot, it's a well-paying career. It's a well-paying position where you are not compromising any of your morals, any of your foreseeable morals, and people do respect you. It looks like we have a full episode, self-help resources on the board that you could call if you're suffering from any kind of, drug abuse, mental health crisis, life crisis, any other kind of abuse, and help yourself out. The word of the day is charisma, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you want to see more of this content, make sure you comment, like, or subscribe, But yeah, that's a wrap on episode 1. And I'm going to see you guys for episode 2.